Okay, I think we're going live, honey. Hello, everybody. Attempt number 2, Independent Venue Love, Volume 5. Please do let me know if you can see and hear me on this. We're back again. Okay, let me know how we're doing sound-wise and all that kind of thing. Please do. Jess has some comments. Hi, everybody. Frank Tanner, Independent Venue Love, Volume 5. And let's get started with this. Hi, how we doing? Hopefully, I've rebooted everything at this end. If you've done hard resets at your end, refreshes, I should say, that might help as well.
And also research.
Huh?
And also research.
And research? Hard research, yes, that'll help as well. How's this? Do you want to see what we say?
So far, everyone says it looks fine, but then it looks fine before.
Cool. All right, everybody, let's get started with this. First of all, round of applause for the incredible Jess guys. Yeah, sorry the sound wasn't great in that first half. We are obviously not able to get a different internet connection at this point in our lives. And we're using the same setup we use every week, which has worked in the past. Hopefully it's better now. Anyway, Independent Venue Love, Volume 5. For those of you who are not aware of the deal, we are here. Everybody is welcome. It's not an event that you have to pay to be part of. But we are fundraising this evening for an independent venue called The Shed in Leicester, which is a place that I've not actually played properly, but I have DJ'd there in the past. And the people who run it are awesome and lovely, and it's cool as shit. And you guys, if you are in Leicester, once the lockdown lifts, you should get down there. But tonight we are raising money for them to keep them alive, to keep them open, to keep them functioning. Because as I'm sure you all know, we live in a world right now where we're all suffering economic hardship, but particularly independent music venues are facing the financial abyss. And what we're trying to do is raise some money to keep those places up and running. In previous weeks, this is the 5th one of these. In previous weeks, we've raised at least 10 grand a time for each of the music venues in question. For example, the guys at the Joiners, the guys at Tom Jones Forum, been telling me this is enough money to keep their head above water well past the end of the summer. And that's a wonderful thing. So thank you to anybody who's donated in the past. And let's get started. Tonight I'm going to play the album England Keep My Bones, which is 9 years old, which is a terrifying fact, in full, from top to bottom. So let's give this a go. Not everyone grows up to be an astronaut. Not everyone was born to be a king. Not everyone can be Freddie Mercury. But everyone can raise a glass and sing. Well, I haven't always been a perfect person, and I haven't done what Mom and Daddy dreamed. But on the day I die, I'll say at least I fucking tried. And that's the only eulogy I need. That's the only eulogy I need. Alright. This song's about my grandmother. This song's called Peggy Sang the Blues. 1, 2, 3, 4. Peggy came to me in my sleep. In the middle of the night on a Friday night last week. Whispered, "Hush, child, don't be scared." Got me a few words of wisdom that I came back to share. She said, "It doesn't matter where you come from. It matters where you go. No one gets remembered the things they didn't do." Said, "Peggy, won't you stay here for a while? We can drink whiskey, we can play cards, and we can get wild." She said, "We'll play poker and we'll play for keeps. I only play angels lately and they never let me cheat. It doesn't matter where you come from. It matters where you go. No one gets to remember the sisters of this side, the things they didn't do. Now. Peggy sang the blues. It's a drifted love. Peggy sang the blues. It's a drifted love. Peggy sang the blues. It's a drifted love. Well, Peggy sang the blues. Peggy sang the blues. How are we doing on the sound? I think we're saying it's good.
I think most people are fine. A couple of people.
Okay, we're doing the best we can over here.
Nothing we can do. No, we haven't swapped providers.
No, we haven't swapped providers. Let's keep going. This is a song that you might know. I want you guys to sing the call and response part back at home. Let's try this. Hey, yeah, friends and Romans, countrymen. Hey, yeah, punks and skins and journeymen. Hey, yeah, my sisters and my brethren. The time is coming near. Come, yeah, to soulless scope and circus stops. Come, yeah, to toilets and touring stops. Come, yeah, to veterans bars and bunkers was the sound. It's ringing clear. Now who'd have thought that after all, something as simple as rock and roll would save us all? Now who'd have thought that after all, it was rock and roll? Hey, yeah, now anybody can take the stage. Hey, yeah, make miracles on minimum wage. Hey, yeah, with these folk songs of the modern age will hold us in their arms. Right here, right now, Elvis brings his children home. Right here, right now, you never have to feel alone. Right here, right now, teenage geeks and gramophones, behold them in our hearts. Now who'd have thought that after all, something as simple as rock and roll would save us all? Now who'd have thought that after all, it was rock and roll? Here comes your Billy, you ready? And I still believe in the saints. Yeah, in Terry Lee, in Johnny and all the greats. And I still believe in the sound that has the power to raise the temple of terror down. But I still believe in the need for guitars and drums and desperate poetry. But I still believe that everyone can find a song for every time they've lost and every time they've won. Just remember, folks, we're not just saving lives, saving souls, and we're having fun. I still believe, now who'd have thought that after all, something as simple as rock and roll would save us all. A little voice scream there. Now who'd have thought, I've been at home, what can I say? That after all, something so simple, something so small. Now who'd have thought that after all, it's rock and roll. Woo! Thank you very much. How are we doing? Are people content with sound?
Yeah, some people are. It's probably time to stop talking about it now, to be honest, guys. There's nothing else we can do.
It is what it is, I'm afraid,
it is
everybody.
What it is.
Nothing to be done at this stage. Incidentally, just a tiny thing. Everybody, when I announce a thing on Facebook, says, why don't you do it on Instagram? When I announce a thing on Instagram, everyone says, why don't you do it on Facebook? Some people have different preferences. This is the place where I have the most followers. It makes the most sense to do it here. Anyway. A song in Dadgad, ladies and gentlemen. This song's called Rivers. It's a song about being from England. Some people kind of didn't gather the fact that I don't regard there being any kind of like moral content in where you're born. It doesn't fucking matter. It happens that I wasn't even born in England. I was born in the Middle East. But you know, many years of traveling around the United States on my own and standing up in a full room. On a stage and being the only English person in the room just makes you think about it. So I wrote a song about that. It's St. George's Day today. St. George was Turkish or Greek or didn't exist. So who gives a fuck? This song's called Rivers. I'm even going to play the intro correctly. Our history runs down our rivers to the sea. Reminds us of the things that matter, home and hearth and history. And all our sins will be forgiven, washed away to set us free. By the rivers that run through our homesteads, by myth and modal melody. I trace these rivers from the cities to the seas to remind me what I already know. I trace the shoreline through 1,000 estuaries to remind me an island is my home. An island is my home. Traveled far across the country, Northumberland to the southern downs. I wandered up that rolling Humber, down the Thames to London town. Countless lives who lived and lingered in the Cotswolds and the Fells. I left a tapestry called England, of life and those who lived it well. I trace these rivers from the cities to the seas to remind me what I already know. I trace the shoreline through 1,000 estuaries to remind me an island is my home. An island is my home. I nicked this next line off the Counting Crows. Around here the sky's a little closer to the ground. It's hard for someone to get lost here, harder still to get found. And though I've seen 1,000 rivers, from the Mississippi to the Rhine, the only place that I'll lay my hat down is by an English riverside. I trace these rivers from the cities to the seas to remind me what I already know. I trace the shoreline through 1,000 estuaries to remind me an island is my home. An island is my home. So place your trust into the sea. It kept us safe for centuries. It shaped our shores and steadily has come. And when I die, I hope to be buried out in English seas. So all that's left remains of me will lap against these shores until England is no more. There it is, friends.
I just wait until you do the little closing.
Oh, I know. Cool. How's everybody doing out there? I hope everybody is surviving lockdown. It's a very strange time to be alive, and nobody knows how and when this is going to end, and when gigging is going to be getting back to normal. And we'll do what we can in the meantime with these to keep people entertained, but also, of course, to raise money. I say this every time, but I'm going to say it again. You do not have to contribute money to be part of this live stream. If you have contributed in past weeks, if you are suffering economic hardship, if you work in the front line of the NHS, or indeed at an independent live music venue, then I'm not expecting you to throw money in. But if you have been furloughed, if you still have a job, if you have spare cash lying around, and it doesn't have to be a shitload of money that you put in. You know, if you would have paid £10 to see this gig at a venue, then put £10 in the pot. If you're drinking a can of beer out of the fridge that cost you £1 that you would have spent £4 on in a venue, put £3 in the pot for every beer that you drink. We've got over 7,000 people watching this right now. If every single person put £1 in, we'd be a long way towards our target. Where is the target right now, by the way? We'll get a quick update.
It is on £2,500.
We're on £2,500. That's an amazing thing. Thank you so much to every single person who's donated. It's a wonderful thing. Like I say, you don't have to do it, but literally throw £1 in, throw £2 in. Anything that you can afford to throw in is hugely appreciated by the folks at the Leicester Shed and by me. Anyway, let's continue. This is a song that I remember. This was the first song that was released from this album as the kind of leak track, as they call it these days. And I sort of, I'd done 3 records and I didn't know if anyone was going to give a fuck about my 4th record. And we dropped this song and everyone lost their minds. And it was one of the better days of my life.
First song of yours I ever heard of.
It was also the first song of mine that my wife ever heard.
That's why I married him.
And apparently that's why she married me. So it's a song that's done me favours, ladies and gentlemen. This song is called I Am Disappeared. Having dreams, pioneers and pirate ships, Bob Dylan, people wrapped up tight in the things that will kill them, being trapped in a lead, plunging straight to the bottom, open seas and waves of life we've forgotten, keep having dreams. Amy worked in a bar in Exeter, went back to her house and sat beside her. She woke up screaming in the middle of the night, terrified of her own insides. Dreams of pirates and some fancy heist, breaking through a life over hers. She can't remember which came first, the house, the home, or the terrible dust. She keeps having dreams. And on the worst days, when it feels like life weighs 10,000 tons, she's got her cowboy boots and car keys on the bed stand, so she can always run. She can get up, shower, and half an hour she'd be gone. Keep having dreams of things I need to do, but waking up and not following through. It feels like I haven't slept too long. When I wake to a sunset, she's facing the wall. Posters are torn out of heavy weight, an antique compass for a sailor's escape. She says you just can't live this way, and I close my eyes and I never say. Still having dreams. And on the worst days, when it feels like life weighs 10,000 tons, I sleep with my passport one eye on the back door, so I could always run. I could get up, shower, and half an hour be gone. And come morning, I am disappeared. Just an imprint on the bed sheets. I'm by the roadside with my thumb out. A car pulls up and Bob's driving, and so I climb in. We don't say a word as we pull off into the sunrise, and these rivers of tarmac, like arteries across the country. We are blood cells alive in the bloodstream, beating heart and country. We are electric pulses in the pathways, sleeping soul of the country. We are electric pulses in the pathways, sleeping soul of the country. Sleeping soul of the country. Thank you, friends. Cheers. And that, of course, is where the Sleeping Souls got their band name from, is from that lyric. Speaking of, let's hear it for the Sleeping Souls, who I miss very dearly, and who I hope I will see again sooner rather than later. Anyway, so this next song on this record is my attempt at an a cappella song. One of the greatest victories in my music career was the year we played Cambridge Folk Festival, and I sung this song, and one of the old sort of song collector type guys with the notepads, the sort of like aging hipster types, came over and asked me where I discovered that song and what its provenance was, and that made me feel pretty good. It's a true history story. Yeah, I know. True history story about the death of King William II in the New Forest down in Hampshire, which is near where I'm from. And also, I'm going to shout this song out to Mark and Jane, Mark Davies and Jane from Richard, who I think I'm right in saying Mark was his best man. This is a thank you for your great best man duties. This song is called English Curse. I haven't sung this in a very long time, so let's see how this goes. Many years back when these old oaks were young, not long after the Northmen had come, although an evil deed was done in the dark of the New Forest, in the dark of the New Forest. From the shores of Normandy King William came to Albion fair King Harold to slay. With greed in his heart and a scurrilous claim, he took the land for his own. He took the land for his own. Now John was a blacksmith, an honest old man. He raised up his children and worked with his hands, and his family's forge on a patch of land in the dark of the New Forest, in the dark of the New Forest. King William rode out after his victory to ravage the land and his hunger to feed, for hunting grounds in the Wessex trees, and he took the land for his own. He took the land for his own. But if you steal the land of an Englishman, then you will know this curse. Your firstborn son, warm blood will run upon the English earth. Now King William's son was called Rufus the Red, and he took up the crown when his father was dead, and he rode the hunting grounds in his stead in the dark of the New Forest, in the dark of the New Forest. But John's curse it called out, and Lord Tyrrell fired low, and the arrow struck Rufus with a sickening blow, and he fell from his horse to the ground below, and the land took him for its own. The land took him for its own. So if you steal the land of an Englishman, then you shall know this curse. Your firstborn son's warm blood will run upon the English earth.
Really fun
Anyway.
comment in that someone was like, well, it sounds really good. I can't hear the guitar at all anymore.
Good stuff. All right, I hope everyone's enjoying the live stream. Raising, GoFundMe.com/GetInTheShed, the Leicester Shed. Leicester is a place I've played many, many times over the years. I've DJ'd at the Shed. I've played at the Old Princess. I've played at the Charlotte. I played at the O2. I played at the Montfort Hall. I played at the F-Bar. I played at the Firebug. Shout out to my friend Tiernan if he's watching, who is my Leicester massive. Not physically, just sort of, just emotionally. To Lauren and Tiernan and the kids. Anyway, this next song I'm going to play in a slightly different version because the original version doesn't really work acoustically. That then raises the fact that this is sort of the version that we played on the tour last year, which is coming out tomorrow as a live album, live in Newcastle. Let's hear it for Newcastle.
Yay!
Live in Newcastle comes out tomorrow, so do tune in for that. That's me and the Sleeping Souls playing a very, very different set from what we usually do. Anyway, this song is called One Foot Before the Other. On the very day I die, the very last of my desires is that you break my broken body and commit it to the fire. And then when the fire is finished, scrape the ashes in a tin, take them down to London's drinking reservoir to throw them in. So the steps infinitesimal of my mortal remains will slide down 7 million throats and into 7 million veins, and I will creep through their capillaries to the marrow of their bones, and they will wake to bright new mornings, and then wordlessly they'll know I remain. I am remembered. I remain. I am remembered. So these 7 million innocents, they will have me in their blood, and when they die they'll burn their bodies or be buried in the mud, and I will creep through streams and rivers like a virus through a host, from the hamlets to the cities, from the rivers to the coast, and from there into the channel across the great Atlantic Ocean, and ever onwards to the new world through the water's gentle motion, till part to me a part of every landmass, every sea, in the rain upon your crops, in the very air you breathe. I remain. I am remembered. I remain. I am remembered. I know that things I love will be washed away in the rain. I remain. Existence of these things that don't exist, yeah, by Jewish boys with big ideas and scratches on their wrists, by a loving or events will go to one who condescend to wash his hands down in the mire among the misery of men, or by ever turning circles hanging timeless in the sky like a dream catcher distracting from the fact you're gonna die. But I place one foot before the other, confident because I know that everything we are right now is everything that was. The one Tyler and Woody Guthrie and Dostoevsky and Davy Jones have all dissolved into the ether and have crept into my bones, and all the cells and all the lines upon the backs of both my hands, once carved into the details and to beat upon the sound. We remain. We are remembered. We remain. We are remembered. And know that things we love will be washed away in the rain. We remain. Let's keep it going. Forgive me, someone, for I have sinned, and I know not where I should begin. And some days it feels like you just can't win, no matter what you do or say. Things didn't kill me, but I don't feel stronger. Life is short, but it feels much longer. When you lost that fight, yeah, you lost that hunger to pull yourself through the day. But if ever I stray from the path I follow, take me down to the English Channel, throw me in where the water is shallow, and drop me off back to shore. 'Cause love is free and life is cheap, and as long as I got me a place to sleep, clothes down my back, some food to eat, can't ask for anything more. So come on everybody, sing 1, 2, 3, 4. So we all have feelings that we hold inside. Yeah, the worst little things that you never confide in. The worst one of all you just can't hide is that you never quite as strong as you sound. So I'm sorry, baby, for the times I've hurt you. Sorry, friends, for the times I desert you. And most days it feels like I don't deserve you, and I wonder that you're all still around. Hey! If ever I stray from the path I follow, take me down to the English Channel, throw me in where the water is shallow, drop me off back to shore. 'Cause love is free and life is cheap, as long as I got me a place to sleep, clothes on my back, some food to eat, can't ask for anything more. So come on everybody, sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on and join me in the water, swim for home. Sometimes it's hard to remember. Can do this on my own. So if ever I stray from the path I follow, take me down to the English Channel, throw me in where the water is shallow, drop me off back to shore. Hey, love is free and life is cheap, as long as I got me a place to sleep, clothes on my back, some food to eat, can't ask for anything more. Won't ask for anything more. The path I chose isn't straight and narrow, and wanders around like a drunken fellow. And some days it's hard for me to follow, but if you got my back, I'll go on. If you got my back, I'll go on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, February straight. Cheers, everybody. I hope we're all keeping safe and sound out there across the world. It's lovely seeing people checking in from all over the world, from the States, from Canada, from South America, I saw earlier, Mexico, and indeed the people in Australia and New Zealand. Well done on getting up this early in the morning.
Well done, or staying up.
Or staying up, either of which is entirely forgivable. I just have no fucking idea what's going on anymore. Just sitting around at home trying to get stuff done, working on new stuff. Like I say, we've got the new album coming out tomorrow. There's a bunch of other stuff I'm working on right now too. One of which, of course, Independent Venue Love. GoFundMe for the shed. Do we have an update on fundraising?
We do. It's 6.5k.
6.5k. Fucking right. Excellent. Thank you all so much. Let's keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. We've made 10k for every other venue. Let's make sure we make 10k for our friends in Leicester, because they deserve it just as much as anybody else, and there's more of these coming every week for the foreseeable future. I have a feeling personally that we're going to get out of lockdown and still not be allowed to do shows for a little while. So if you guys are up for it, I'm going to keep working through albums at this end and keep raising money for people who need it. So I'm one of those dickheads who left my hometown and moved to London. It's kind of my dad's hometown, so that's my justification anyway. But I grew up in Winchester, and if anyone from Winchester's watching, big up. We've got a couple of birthdays to talk about today as well, just before I forget. Jess O'Sullivan, I think, is 30 today. Let's hear it for Jess. Yes, indeed. We've got Ben Harris is 18 today.
Oh,
let's hear it for Ben.
birthday.
Awesome. Someone called Suzanne in Germany is an indefinable age today. She's just a year older than she was last year, and that's just fine. So let's hear it for Suzanne in Germany.
She didn't tell you how old she was.
I think a friend of hers asked, actually, and didn't tell me. And that's fine, because one shouldn't ask.
Age is just a number.
And then finally, and not most importantly, everybody's equally important, but I had an email from someone called Christian, who's down in New Zealand, but he's originally from Winchester. He lives in New Zealand now, he's on lockdown, and today is his 31st birthday. Happy birthday, Christian! This one's for you, the song's called Wessex Boy. 3, 4... Let me tell you all a little story of the things I've found. Hanging out and drinking with my friends in the cathedral grounds. Or later dodging drunks as we danced along Jury Street. As we wandered uptown to the railway, our friends to meet. Something about coming back to your hometown again, the place where you grew up and where you found your fun friends. Though none of them still live it, I got nowhere to go. I'm a Wessex boy, and when I'm here, I'm home. Ba 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 ba. Let me tell you all a little story of the things I've lost. Huddling for warmth on the top step of the Barter Cross, or sitting on the benches by the bridges at the riverside, counting down the hours for the buses cause I missed my ride. Something about coming back to your hometown again, the place where you grew up and where you found your fun friends. No, none of them still live it, and I got nowhere to go. I'm a Wessex boy, I'm a Wessex boy, and when I'm here, I'm home. One day I'll hear this song, anonymous and sweet, running out from a busker's guitar on the ancient city streets. Pause one smile before I continue on alone. Somebody else will sing the words, and I'll feel like I'm home. Ba 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 ba. Sing along at home. Ba 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 ba. Connie. Ba 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 ba. Something about hometowns you never can escape. The triumphs and the tragedies of tortured little fates. The welling of nostalgia and the feeling kind of strange. Because despite the little changes, yeah, this place still feels the same. There's something about coming back to your hometown again, the place where you grew up and where you found your first friends. Though none of them still living, but I got nowhere to go. Well, I'm a Wessex boy, I'm a Wessex boy, I'm here alone. Ba 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 ba. We shot the music video for that song in Arizona, ladies and gentlemen, because I was on tour and I realised that we had to have a video before I could get back to Winchester. So a bunch of people got together in Winchester with Ben Morse and filmed half the video there. And then we were in Arizona and it was really hard to match the footage of the two things because the sun in Arizona is so beautiful and punishingly bright and the sun in Winchester is not. Anyway, we have a few more songs to go, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Is everybody happy? Is everyone content?
Everyone's doing all right, okay.
Excellent, good. And yeah, so the fundraiser is still there, ladies and gentlemen. Please do get involved. This is probably the song off this record that I play the least. This and English Curse. There's not really a specific reason for that, but I did have to kind of look over the words today, shall we say. This is a song that I wrote. Somebody emailed me today and asked me to explain the lyrics to this a little bit. It's a tune about a very dear friend of mine, who I like to think is watching this, and Miles, if you are, hi, how you doing, buddy? Who was in a bad place with substance abuse, and it's something that, as I got older, I can completely understand. And it was, it can be a helpless thing to be in that situation, to look at somebody who's doing that, and just you want to say, look, we're fucking here, man. We want to help. And I'm pleased to say that my friend is now clean and happy, and he's got kids and he's settled down, and that's a wonderful thing. So there's a happy ending to this song. This song's called Nights Become Days. dawn from the roof of the bar. When nights become days, then you've gone too far. We listen to songbirds and rush our cars and welcome in the day. He said London in summertime is great. On days like this I feel like I can escape from things that I've done and mistakes that I've made. I could wash it all away. We bathe like swimmers in the morning sun, waiting for our night to end. It felt like one of us would come down hard and one of us would start again. We started out curious, it started out fun. We smoked in the woods when we were young and secretly slipped something under our tongues and danced the night away. But everyone stumbles on old cocaine. It burns out the best and it burdens the brain, till Brown comes and whispers away the pain, and you find you've lost your way. We bathe like swimmers in the morning sun, waiting for our night to end. It felt like one of us would come down hard and one of us would start again. You'd sink in the river for your death. You'd sleep with the fishes and draw no breath. You'd swallow forever till nothing's left. Take no rest. Oh, my friend, if you made for the shore, you'd see us here, we're all waiting. Just cast your eyes down to the floor, and you'll see us here, we're all waiting. Don't sink in the river for your death. You can sleep in the shade, take some rest. You can start fresh tomorrow, leave what's left. Please draw breath. Please draw breath. Let's let nights become days. So come down, kid. The route's not safe now. All your friends are waiting for you to get some rest. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, nights become days. So we've got a couple of songs left to go, and I'm going to tune my guitar for this next one. Another song I don't play as often as I should, but I'm really enjoying kind of going through every song. A couple of people were asking if I was going to play like this, the B-sides, the bonus tracks on this record, and the answer is yes, but not today, because that's for next week, friends. We're going to be doing songs from the second 3 years, and indeed some from the third 3 years next week. Basically, rarities might be the word. And I'm also going to do a separate one of these for covers as well. I'm trying to sort of eke out my available song choices. I'm really keen on like not repeating a song if I can avoid it between these live streams. So if you tune into everyone, you'll actually see like pretty much everything I've ever done over the course of many weeks. Anyway, this is a song that I wrote about a breakup. Anyone playing the drinking game, I'm sorry to have disappointed you so far today.
Saying they're thirsty.
Okay, well here we go. Get your charge glasses. Sorry about this one, honey.
I really love this song.
Nevertheless, people have to drink, so drink away, friends. This is a song about personal responsibility as well, and about my dad, and about loads of different things. This song's called Redemption. This song is for Andrew for his birthday. I forgot to say that. Happy birthday, Andrew. Was walking home to my house through the snow from the station, when Springsteen came clear in my headphones with the pattern question: oh, is love really real? Any of us hope for redemption? Or are we all merely biding our time down to lonely conclusions? Darling, let me take your hand as I talk you through this. Our loneliness etched into deep-seated psychosis. Lying awake in crowded hotel rooms, focused on tapers. With my failings laid clear on the ceiling, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do this. So hard to not turn into my father, but if I only ever skip all his choices, will he ever choose better? Oh, the sad truth is that the grass, it will always seem greener. So I left you alone in a restaurant in London in winter. You deserve better. Picturesque, it's on my back, in my ears, and the sound comes clear and brings the awful truth that I can't stop what I've done to you. And it's written clear in my diary. Today should have been our anniversary. And I'm far away and you're far apart. You're back home with a broken heart. Love is real and I can't escape. I only ever have myself to blame. These failures shift and shape me in the night. Like a fever I can't break, try as I might. Wait me, darling, I need you to take me home. But I know in the end the redemption is mine and mine alone. So if each of us is made up of a tally of mistakes and successes, then the hour in that restaurant makes my score less than impressive. Oh, but each can be redeemed by the courage with which he confesses. So, darling, I miss you, your music, your musk, and your kisses. I don't think I can do this. There it is, folks. And just a little bit of trivia for you. The last line there, your music and your musk and your kisses. Kahiru Doherty, the great Kahiru Doherty, my guitar tech, for years on listening, because of the way I phrase it on the recorded album, thought the line was, and your muscular kisses. and was always just kind of looking at me and being like, really? Is that how your guys' relationship was? So it's not that, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, so listen, we've got one song left to play tonight. A couple of things to say before we go. First of all, tomorrow, Live in Newcastle is out on streaming services and digitally and all that kind of business. We're not doing physical copies right now because we can't really afford to do it. We're getting it out there so everyone can hear it. And tomorrow night from about 7:15 or so on my YouTube channel, I'm going to be doing a live playback, listen to, chat type thing. So please come over to that and log in and ask me questions, and I will do my best to answer them. Secondly, I've sort of vaguely announced this, but I was waiting to get this show out of the way before I got into it. On Saturday, there is an event that is called Bustable.
Yeah.
Great title. Bustable is going to be on the Vans for Bands at YouTube. Vans for Bands is the company that's run by Taron Anderson, who plays bass in the Sleeping Souls. And he owns and runs lots of tour buses and tour vans that are obviously sitting idle right now. So what he's doing is he's taking them to hospitals and using them to house frontline NHS staff whilst they're working incredibly hard and sacrificing themselves and just being wonderful human beings generally. And it gives them a comfortable place to sleep. I can attest I've slept on all of these buses in the past. It's not free to do, and he's not getting government support. So we're raising money to support him in doing that, in supporting the frontline NHS staff. I hope everyone did their clap for carers earlier this evening. So on Saturday, I'm playing, Jess is playing, Will Varley's playing, Grace Petrie's playing, the guy from the Orb's playing, I think someone from Skinny List is playing. New Pagans. Yeah, there's just loads and loads and loads of different people playing. I will post posters and that kind of thing tomorrow. But yeah, Saturday, if you're not up to anything, and I'd imagine that you're not, please do tune in for that. And finally, so Independent Venue Love Volume 5. We're raising funds for The Shed in Leicester, a wonderful venue that needs to survive this. We need to do what we can to keep the infrastructure of live music intact, so that when this lockdown lifts, when we are allowed to go out and do shows again, that there are places to do them, because if we don't look after them, they will go and there will be nowhere to play shows. And that's not an idle comment or an idle threat. It's not a threat of any sense. How are we doing? Nearly 8.5. Nearly 8.5. Come on, guys, let's beat 10 grand. So good. Come on. Please, let's beat 10 grand. We've got 10 grand on all the other ones. Let's get 10 grand tonight. That's going to help the Leicester Shed out more than you can imagine. Come on, Leicester. Come on, people all around the world. And of course, thank you all so much for your generosity this week and previous weeks as well. It's a wonderful thing. I'm probably going to have to do a tour of Independent Venue Love venues in person once I'm allowed to do that shit again, and other venues as well.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, there's. I mean, the Music Venue Trust say that there's 660 something, 666. Let's just say it. Why not? There's a lot of grassroots independent venues out there that need your help. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in for this week. We're going to do it at the same time next week. Next week, we're raising funds for the parish in Huddersfield, and I'm going to be playing a bunch of rarity tunes. We're going to be doing stuff with second 3 years, third 3 years, maybe some technical bonus tracks, all that kind of thing. Please do tune in for that. But in the meantime, one more song to go. The cat has gone walkabout. She's really not keen on the harmonica.
No, she ran away. So next time, maybe.
Next time, we'll get the cat. We'll just have to tune in next week. Brothers and sisters, have you heard the news? The storm has lifted and there's nothing to lose. So swap your confirmation for your dancing shoes, because there never was no God. Step out in the darkness and onto the streets. Forget about the fast, let's have a carnival feast. Raise up your lowered head to hear the liberation beat, because there never was no God. But there is no God. So clap your hands together. There is no God. No heaven and no hell. There is no God. We're all in this together. There is no God. So bring We're cowering in the dark before some of a buried priest. No waiting until we die, until we restitute the meek. No blaming all of our failings on imaginary beasts, because there never was no God. The fighting of a land the distant father told you of. No spilling blood for those who never spread a drop of blood. No finger pointed justified by phantoms all above, because there never was no God. There is no God. So clap your hands together. There is no God. No heaven and no hell. There is no God. We're all in this together. There is no God. So ring that victory bell. And I know you're scared to die, a man, and I am too. But just pretending it's not happening isn't gonna see us through. If we accept that there's an end game and we haven't got much time, then in the here and now, then we can try and do things right. We be our own Salvation Army. Together we believe in all the wondrous things that the immortals can achieve. There's no beauty in the stillness of cathedrals in the day and night sun. Glory, hallelujah, won't you wash my sins away? But now we're singing my refrain, and this is what I say. I say there never was no God, and there is no God. So clap your hands together. There is no God, no heaven and no hell. There is no God. We're all in this together. There is no God. So ring that victory bell one more time around. There is no God. So clap your hands together. There is no God. No heaven and no hell. There is no God. We're all in this together. There is no God. So ring that victory bell. Sorry, neighbours. Thank you so much for tuning in. Independent Venue Love Volume 5. Thank you for tuning in. Same time next week. Bustable on Saturday. And donate some fucking money. Let's hit the 10 grand barrier. Fuck it, let's hit the 11 grand barrier. Let's help out the shed in Leicester. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody.